me for that. Our old buddy Michael Calabrese is going to join us at East Breeze an hour from now, as he has a ton in the world of college football futures, specifically, of course, in the SEC. Last time we spoke with Michael, we talked a lot about Heisman and other individual futures, but mainly with the Heisman Trophy. So now tonight, we'll see where he stands on just SEC win totals, anywhere from Tennessee to Mississippi State and the big blue chips on top. And I would bet, this is my own bet, that by the middle to end of the interview, Calabrese is going to turn a lot of people. He's going to open people's minds, and he's with the Action Network and, of course, Saturday Down South now as well, to a futures bet. And I'm just going to give you the name of the school. You're probably going to say, what the heck is this guy talking about? But when you hear Michael explain why and attach it to the actual value of that team, I think a lot of people are going to be jumping on Tennessee to win the SEC. I'm just saying, just where they are and all of the things happening with this COVID and this crazy offseason. NASCAR does have restrictions tonight. We know that beginning with the Homestead in Miami, there will be 1,000 guests from the Homestead Air Reserve Base, 5,000 tickets the following week, June 21st. Don't expect anybody in the stands as far as tonight's race. We're talking about the next one in Doral. 5,000 to follow June 21st. It's right around the corner. It's the 10th right now. So looking at 1,000 to 5,000, understanding where the requirements will be, as Fox Sports kind of laid out these new requirements for fans. And again, any sport that has any type of legislation about allowing fans into their sporting event, I'm focusing on. I want to know. I want to know the criteria. I want to know what they've done, the research. I want to know how many people show up. This is the only, baseball aside, which is a farce as we speak right now. That aside, no love or attention should be paid to their draft. Screw them all. I don't give a rat's behind, nor should you. I don't care who the Phillies draft 15. Oh, last time they had the 15th pick. Chase. This sport deserves none of your attention. And if you invest even a second into it, you're a fool. There's nothing redeemable about talking about where baseball is or should be in any positive light right now, including the draft. They screwed it up, not me. The owners, the players, they did this. I didn't. If they really wanted this to be on the level to where everybody was jacked up and focusing on a draft like you should be, they would have had their affairs in order. Instead, it's still lingering out there, and they get no love, at least from me on this show. The fan restrictions in NASCAR, Fox Sports says no coolers, no tailgating, but you can bring a mask. Well, I would hope. In fact, the report keeps going, says you have to wear a mask. So no coolers, no tailgating, no congregating in the parking lot. Sure as hell, no infield activity. We know that. Man, I can't wait. When are they going to bring that back? You know, they pushed the Triple Crown back in the calendar. So the Belmont's going to be first. Kentucky Derby is going to be last. I've been to many a Preaknesses, not a long drive at all from Gettysburg College. And I can tell you that I've probably seen 2 horses in 4 Preakness races because you're in the infield. You're right there, and there's nothing going on but insanity, madness. Lot of violating of social distancing. I can tell you that. I would think that the infield is probably a thing of the past for the time being at the very least, which is okay. But the requirements now, we knew masks would be number one right there at the top. You're not coming in without a mask. They also plan on testing everybody as they come in. So if you have a fever, if you're sick, sorry, you had a ticket, but you can't come in. So there will be a little stringent tests as well, but you can't, for whatever reason, at all, think that this is going to be reversed or put back, stuffed back into some bottle. This is just the beginning. And I can't wait in order to see it. I can't wait for this thing to play out. Now, there is a rumor going on that the NFL is going to cut 2 preseason games. I know the NFL Network or Tom Pellisario, so I think he's with NFL.com. He had that ready to go. Looks like the NFL is going to do that. Now, here's the thing. If they do, and you're going to have to get a jump on this, because as soon as it comes down, as soon as that announcement comes down, you're going to be looking around thinking, how can I take advantage of this? If you feel, and it's still kind of out there, even in the report, and I'll pull Tom's tweets up, it didn't really give you anything that would be convincing, to say the least, that it's going to happen. It's not really going to be about canceling the 2 preseason games and trying to get around that by adding 2 regular season games. This is a specific thing that would be this year, canceling 2 preseason games and starting normally, even if that means that you would still have that month of leading up to where it normally would be 4 games played in that span. You would still only have 2, but 2 extra weeks of practice and 2 extra weeks to kind of figure out what's going on from a health standpoint and addressing that from a COVID standpoint. So those things are definitely big when you look at how you can really maneuver around these 2 preseason games. In our world, what we care about, getting any value on that, it's just time to fade totals. It's time to just fade totals immediately. There is nothing more satisfying than watching week 1, normally speaking, cash in on unders, because it's still technically the preseason. Starters aren't playing much, even in 4 games. We know that they're barely playing a game's worth in 4 weeks. There's still that sloppiness. And yes, you can make the argument, and I saw it on Twitter, sloppy D could lead to overs. The reality is that you're reacting on defense. You should be dictating on offense. And if you can't move the football down the field, if you have no ability to connect quarterback to wide receiver down the field, then it's going to be a major problem. Major issue. So I will look at these futures. In fact, if you just want to bear with me here, and we'll just go to the easy one here, DraftKings Sportsbook. Looking around at some of these totals, I'd almost, and it's a little bit of a jump because we don't know what's going to happen just yet. And if you want to know where, I'm trying to find the actual tweet. Here it is, about 5 hours ago. The NFL, NFLPA are discussing the possibility of shortening the 2020 preseason per sources. Nothing finalized or imminent, but multiple team execs informed of talks currently believe they could end up playing 2 preseason games rather than 4. Tom adds more. Shortening the preseason would allow for a longer ramp-up period, regardless of whether players agree to report a week or 2 early, and provide extra time for medical experts to finalize game day protocols for testing, etc. More at the top of the hour, and that was 5 hours ago, so we definitely missed that. Hey, that doesn't mean that starters are going to get more reps in games. It doesn't mean that starters are going to work around anything like that. What it means is that the NFL is going to throw their starters week 1 of the regular season with an already shortened preseason and coming off an offseason due to the COVID-19 virus where you can't have physical practices, or it was delayed significantly, where you couldn't just hop a flight to North Dakota and catch passes from Carson Wentz. It took a long time to get to that point. A lot of the virtual stuff, and I direct you to John McMullen's column in Philly Voice. Check mine out as well. They're both up. But John did a really good job of breaking down what Doug Peterson and the Eagles were able to do as far as utilizing a lot of the virtual stuff that was available to them and any other team this offseason in a weird and unique and rather peculiar one. We already see unders hit hard in week 1. We already see teams that are expected to put up some points struggle on offense a little bit when it comes to timing, when it comes to offensive line. Look, it's early on. Guys could get hurt. All of a sudden, the line goes down. You may not have a cohesive unit from the last 2 years lining back up again. So we'll go through it, and we'll tease 4 of the top unders. How about that? So I see 55 right now for the Texans Chiefs. That's going to open up September 10th. That's the Thursday night game. If you're not fading that anyway, if you're not taking the under, I don't know what you're doing. 55 points for a week 1 game with this offseason. I don't care if these guys, honestly, I don't care if they're playing 4 preseason. I'm taking the under regardless. That's a big number. Now you keep going, you find 50 again. There aren't many, but there are 2 others that I'll see here in order. Cowboys, Falcons, I'll go under 50.5 there. And again, we're going to tease this. Not Cowboys, Falcons. I apologize. Falcons. Oh, that's the following week. I got to get you week 1. Cowboys, Rams, 50.5 points. 50.5 points. That's it. Now, the only other one that I would say definitively you could put in this thing, and I will, just for the purposes of what we're doing here, Saints, Bucks, 49.5 points. Again, you're looking at these teams. Oh, Jameis Winston turned the football over. Brady won't. Drew Brees, I know, a little pull the collar moment. But, hey, man, this guy, they're all on the same page trying to win a football game. And that offense can put up a lot of points, even with Taysom Hill, or if Jameis Winston has to throw a football or 2. There's some lower numbers, but 49.5 for the Saints Bucks is playable now. And then the last one is the Raiders and Panthers. It's in Carolina. Panthers actually a 1-point home dog, but that's the one. That's the play. Now, as far as a teaser is concerned, trying to add something to it, for me, just add it all here. 6.5 or 6-point teaser for the Rams at 50.5, the Saints at 49.5, the Panthers at 47, and week 1 opening first game, Chiefs Texans 55. Throw them all in there. I don't know what you're waiting on, to be honest with you. I mean, even if you wanted to put the Browns and Ravens at 49.5, I'm okay with that as well. Honestly, Raiders, Panthers, 47. Anything. 47 is probably the lowest number I would go. But look, we have it right here to where under 55, under 49.5, under 47, under 49.5, under 50.5. That, as far as a teaser, is good to go. You can tease that 6 points. You wouldn't even need the 7 right there, and you're good to go. At Shander Show, twitch.tv/Shander Show. What are the odds? Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. Cure Under. That's where my head is right now. Under. That should tell you exactly what's going on in my brain. It's just take them. Just play those unders. Tease them if you have to. That's fine. That's what you should be. Don't parlay it. Tease it. I wouldn't be shocked, to be honest, if in fact you were able to win that on a parlay. But man, at plus 24.42 is where I have it on DraftKings. A $25 ticket hits at 635. Ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Now, last night, Rob and I were having some fun. Thanks to Rob, of course. Rob was just throwing stuff at me. And we were playing these. It was game show themes.
Yeah.
And you got me on a couple, but I think you were pretty surprised that I was able to get match game at the very least towards the end. Now, that was the old school. I was going old school match game, not Alec Baldwin, Gene Rayburn match game.
Yeah.
So tonight you flipped it a little bit, right?
Yeah, we're going to switch it up.
Okay, I can't wait. Now, what are we doing tonight?
We're going to do movie quotes. So
Have you pulled these quotes?
I have.
Oh, man. Okay.
I have a lot.
Now, let me ask, is say hello to my little friend on there?
I didn't put it in there.
Okay.
I mean, that was an obvious one.
I don't know why that was the first one that came in my head. I was just curious.
It's funny that you said that because I was getting ready to download that one. I was like, I'm going to do some other ones.
Okay. So a little more obscure.
Yeah.
All right.
So I have a list, but we're just going to go through them. And I'll say, I'm going to let the whole clip play. And once the clip is done, then I'm going to get your answer.
Okay.
Okay. Most of them are under 20 seconds.
Okay.
So.
Sounds good. Take it away.
All right. Let's start with the first one.
You get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead.
All right, Johnny, I'm sorry. I'm going.
1, 2, 10. Keep
That's-
the change, you filthy animal.
Sorry, I forgot about that at the end. I forgot about the very important keep the change, you filthy animal. That's Home Alone, of course, where he fools the pizza guy.
Yeah.
That is an amazing. Now, I still don't know what movie that's from.
Actually, it's funny that you said that because I looked.
I don't think it's a real movie, right?
I don't know because when he put the VHS in the player, it has a title on it. But I don't know if that's a legit movie.
Right. I think it's a. I don't know. I think they did that scene for some reason. But in the beginning because that whole scene with the pizza guy when he rings the doorbell, it starts off. Oh, it's you.
Uh-huh.
Leave it on the door and get the hell out of here.
That's a good one.
That's
I
that's
feel
what
like everybody watched Home Alone.
Well, yeah, everybody did. You're right. But that is honestly that I can't even believe that you let off with that because that's my favorite scene in the movie by a mile. Is that I just love that old movie and especially as he plays it. And then come on, how could you not keep the change, you filthy animal? All right, nice.
All right, let's go to the next one.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red?
You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Great. Few Good Men. All time iconic. You can't handle the truth. It's got to be one of the most iconic lines in any movie, right?
Yeah. I feel like people just say that now.
Right.
No matter what you got. If you like, where'd you go? You can't handle the truth.
Yes.
I just feel like people just run around yelling that. I don't know why. That's a good one.
Yeah, no, see, I'm going to have to put that out there on Twitter because that is a fantastic, that is like one of the most iconic lines in any movie of all time.
I was going to say we should get like a poll going what would you say is the most iconic movie line of all time?
Yes, of all time.
Some of these are in there. I feel like some of these.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, I'm going to hit the next one for you.
Hasta la vista, baby.
So it's got to be Terminator 2, right?
It is.
Okay.
I was going to ask you when you said Terminator. I was going to say which one.
No. Because Hasta la Vista goes with the whole California vibe that he had when, he had like the jacket, the motorcycle, and everything.
Yep.
Terminator 1, and he was the bad guy, remember, in Terminator 1. So, yeah, Terminator 2. And I still think, mainly because Terminator 1, I think, was a better movie overall, but not from Terminator 2, I'm saying from other movies that were one. But T2, if you just want to classify it as action, like just in the action genre, I think T2 is the best sequel ever, action sequel ever.
Wow.
Like Godfather 2 is, people will say, but Godfather 1 wasn't as good as Godfather 2. I think T2 is the best sequel in any action film in like the history of action.
And it's hard because a lot of the times when you make a sequel, especially if it's an iconic movie, you don't want to ruin the reputation of the first movie. You want to just continue it and make sure that people stay along with the storyline. But sometimes, movies fall off once they make another one. They're like, yeah, we're done. You can't keep trying to reinvent the wheel.
I agree.
All right.
Nice.
Hey, you want a s'more?
S'more what?
No, you want a s'more. I haven't had anything yet, so how can I have some more of nothing?
Shut up!
You're killing me, Smalls.
Well, that would be The Sandlot.
Look at you.
Well, yeah, I mean, Smalls, right? That's another one. You're
Smalls.
killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me.
Right. Right. You're killing me, Smalls. How funny is that?
All right. Let's switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
Stand back, everyone. To infinity and beyond.
You got it.
To infinity and beyond.
Cartoon, iconic cartoon.
All right, let me hear it one more time.
Okay.
Stand back, everyone. To infinity and beyond.
Wait, is this a movie that's a cartoon?
Yes.
Movie that's a cartoon.
Woo!
It's like, I don't know, Transformers?
No, I can't believe you didn't get this one. I thought you was going to get it. This
No.
is good. Toy Story.
Toys. Oh, man.
Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I wouldn't remember it.
Wow.
I wouldn't remember that at all.
That was good. That's
Damn,
good,
that was
though.
a really good one.
Okay. I think you know this one. I'm going to play it either way.
Jerry, does that make you feel good just to say that? Say it with me one time, Jerry.
Yep.
Show you the money. Oh, no, you can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say it with meaning, brother. Show you the money. Not show you. Show me the money. Show me the money. Yeah. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. Show me the money.
Jerry Maguire, man, that's another one. That's another one where now, see, I don't know if you can make this statement, but I would say, is Show Me the Money more famous than Jerry Maguire, the movie? Like, I would say yes. I don't know if,
so.
Right?
Because personally, I didn't know about Jerry Maguire. I just knew the line, show me the money. So it translated for me like, oh, that movie quote goes with the movie Jerry Maguire, which is a person. I didn't know nothing about Jerry Maguire,
Right.
That movie and that line hit. So,
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's a line that's even more famous than the movie itself because it came from the movie, and people like show me the money and the back and forth, right, with Cuba Gooding and Jerry Maguire and Tom Cruise.
Yep.
Nice. All right, what else you got?
Rickie!
Oh. Now, at first I was like, what? And then I heard Rickie, Boys in the Hood.
good.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Come on, man. I got a better chance of that one than Toy Story. I know that.
All right. If you got Boys in the Hood, then you're going to get this one.
I ain't got to do nothing. You the past, bro. My time is now. You ready to die? Yeah.
Do you know?
Man, I'm blanking.
Do you know who that was saying that?
I want to say Juice.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yeah.
I was like, you knew that was
Yeah.
Tupac.
Yeah. See, that's why. Like but play that again. That is such a young Pac, man.
I ain't got to do nothing.
Yeah.
You the past, bro. My time is now.
He always has like one or two words that he'll accentuate, right? Like past, not past,
bro.
but past, bro. Right. You the past, bro. Not and everything else is normal. Like he talks as fast as we do, except one word in like every other sentence. That's great, man. Nice.
Here we go.
I want to tell you my secret now. I see dead people.
What movie?
Sixth Sense.
There you go.
I'm doing better here than I was on the game shows.
Killing it.
I love it.
Movies.
I love it.
You watch movies. All right, I'm going to do another. This one's a little easier. Right? You didn't get Toy Story, but you should get this one.
Listen, I didn't get dragged down here just to get my butt whipped by a bunch of ugly monsters. I ain't going out like that.
Oh,
We're
Space
letting them
Jam.
push us around. We got to fight them back. We
Yeah.
got to take it to them. We got to get right in their faces. And what do you say? Are you with me or not?
Yeah, finished? Great speech and all, Doc. You had him riveted.
Yep. Space Jam.
Killing it.
Yep.
Did you watch Space Jam?
I did. I
Okay.
did. Absolutely, I did. But
I just was like, I didn't know if you knew because it was Mike or if you actually.
no, I knew because it was both. But yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Here we go.
No, I don't hate Balboa, but I pity the fool, and I will destroy any man who tries to take what I got.
What's your prediction for the fight then?
Prediction?
Yes, prediction.
Pain.
Rocky 3. It's one of the only. It's the only Rocky I actually acknowledge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
is
I am
that?
so
What?
down on Rocky, and I have been an outspoken fan of tearing down that statue. Now I know like real statues have been torn down, rightfully so, and they're a long time coming. So I'll definitely take my number and wait for more important statues to come down. Don't get me wrong, but come on. We have to do better than having a fictional character as far as a sports person represent our city for so long. Before we had that Philly special, Rob, that's all I'm saying.
For real. I mean, we literally worship
Right.
Rocky.
Come on.
You can't tell people that Rocky is not real.
I know
Rocky is a
people
real
get
person.
upset. Trust
When-
me.
when Sylvester Stallone came to Philly and they were like, Rocky's here. They don't even acknowledge him as his real name.
Isn't that
Rocky.
amazing? The guy, exactly right. Just no. It's Rocky. It's Rocky. He's waving a flag up there at the link as Rocky, not even as Stallone. All right, how many more you got?
I got 2 more.
All right, perfect.
All right, let's do this one.
This is the essence of discrimination. Formulating opinions about others not based on their individual merits, but rather on their membership in a group with assumed characteristics.
What movie? Well, it's Denzel.
Okay, you know his voice.
Yeah. Now, oh man, why am I blanking on this?
I will say they shot this movie here and
Philadelphia.
There you go. There you go.
You know, I've seen that movie one time in my life. I loved it. I enjoyed it, but I never watched it again. And I don't know why. I never sought it out. I never was randomly watching TV one night at 3 a.m. and it came on. I've honestly only seen that movie once, and it was not because I didn't like it or because I actively did not want to go back and watch it. I just have never seen it again.
Wow.
It's one of those movies where I think oh yeah, I remember. Sixth Sense I saw twice. And that was it, just because I wanted to see if I could figure everything out, like how it holds up, the second time around. But I think there are a lot of movies, just because a movie is really good doesn't mean that you have to see it over and over again. That's why I was a little unsure about where to attribute that Denzel quote.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. Now, that was a hint, so I can't take credit for that.
All right, let's see if you get this one.
When he was in the streets of Philly, playgrounds. He was you know what they call him?
What?
Jesus. That's what they call him, Jesus, because he was the truth.
Well, that's He Got Game.
Oh, look at you.
Come on, man.
Look at you.
Jesus Shuttleworth.
Shuttlesworth.
That's right. Now,
killing it.
That's another guy where people going around, Shuttlesworth, calling Ray Allen that for so long.
That was good. Oh, that was fun.
Oh my goodness, man. That's perfect.
We got to switch it up. Next week I got to get you with TV themes or something.
Whatever you got, just keep them coming. This is great. Keeps me on my toes as well. I love it. All right, we're back. Coming up, more on the NFL. Tyson Fury has 2 fights coming up, and neither are with Deontay Wilder. I'll tell you what it's time to do with that. And as I mentioned, before we get out of here this hour, I'm going to give you 5 golfers to bet on starting in the Charles Schwab Thursday. That's tomorrow. What are the odds? Fox Sports Radio, The Gambler, presented by Cure Auto Insurance.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.